think this might be actually one of the most important, if not the most important video that I share with you guys. I hope that you will share this and make this go viral. I want to share with you a heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching video of Logan Federico's father, who absolutely lambasts in the most justified way ever, spilling his guts and his heart over the fact that crime and the pursuit of crime and the prosecution of crime has absolutely all but evaporated in our country. His daughter, Logan Federico, was visiting friends at the University of South Carolina on May 3rd when career criminal Alexander Dickey broke in, ended her life before stealing her credit cards and going on a shopping spree. As a father, this hits home. The unimaginable pain that this father is feeling, I can't even fathom. I break down and cry every time I see it. This criminal, Alexander Dickey, had 39 previous arrests and 25 felonies. I have to give you warning, this is not an easy video to watch. But I mean every word of what I just said with every fiber of my being. This might be the most important video I share with you guys. And here it is right here. Watch.
How many of y'all have kids? I'm just curious. Here's what I need you to do. When I tell you this story, think about your kids. Think about your child coming home from a night out with their friends, laying down, going to sleep, feeling somebody come in the room and wake them, and drag her out of bed, naked, forced on her knees, with her hands over her head, begging for her life, begging for her hero, her father, me, that couldn't be there. She was 5'3", she weighed 115 pounds. Bang! Dead. Gone. Why? Because Alexander Devontae Dickey, who was arrested 39 goddamn times, 25 felonies, was on the street. How about that? How good are we doing for our family? How good are you doing for your kids? He should have been in jail for over 140 years for all the crimes he committed. You know how much time he spent in prison? A little over 600 days in 10 years. He's only 30 years old. He was committing 2.65 crimes a year since he was 15 years old, but nobody could figure out that he couldn't be rehabilitated. Well, you'd have to put him in prison to see if he could be rehabilitated. Isn't that the idea of prison? But no, my daughter wanted to be a teacher. She finally figured it out 2 weeks before she was executed. And I haven't heard a damn word from Byron Gibson in South Carolina. Not one word. 4 months, no communication. His biggest concern was that he was pissed off about my interview and how I made him look on the Fox News channel with Trey Gowdy. How pathetic is that? That we're letting our 22-year-old kid visiting friends. It's all she ever wanted to do was visit friends. And she literally was executed while on her knees begging for her life. Her name's Logan Federico, not Irina. And you will not forget her. I promise you. You will be sick and tired of my face and my voice until this gets fixed. I will fight until my last breath for my daughter. You need to fight for the rest of our children, the rest of the innocents, and stop protecting the people that keep taking them from us. Please. You have the power. We put you in the power to do what you have to do. We're asking you, we're begging you all to stop this. 39 crimes in 10 years, 25 felonies. Can anybody here explain to me, well, how possibly he could be on the street? Possibly be on the street. How is it possible? I could sit down in a room and I could explain the whole process of how it failed, how South Carolina failed, Logan, okay? How lack of communication. What y'all did, you woke up a beast and you pissed off the wrong daddy. Because I'm going to put it out there, and I'm not going to be quiet until somebody helps. Logan deserves to be heard. Everyone on this panel deserves to be heard. And we will. Trust me. My daughter laid on the floor for 7 hours before somebody in that house recognized that something was wrong. And that career criminal, an hour later, went on a spending spree with her debit card. When they saw his face on a video, they didn't have to do a check. He was arrested so many times, they knew who he was. They knew exactly where to go get him. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic that I'm here today. Thank you for your time.
As a father listening to that, something like that would have happened to my daughter, and it's happening. It's happening all across America. Shame on you, Senator Van Hollow, for using taxpayer money, flying to El Salvador, as well as all of your other ridiculous colleagues, to fight for a convicted felon, drug trafficker, criminal, illegal. Because why? Because that's their voter base. They're willing to sacrifice our kids. Think about that, America. They're willing to sacrifice our kids because they know they can't win elections anymore with real Americans. The only way they can win elections is by what they did under Biden, which would have been infinitely worse under Kamala, let in tens of millions of criminal illegals, terrorists, murderers, RAPERists, the worst of the worst, from the worst crap hole countries on planet Earth. No vetting process, no screening, no tracking, no identification. Just promise them radical amnesty and accelerated citizenship. Why? Because they can't win elections anymore with real Americans. They're importing their votes because Ghetto Crockett knows, dime store, dollar store Obama, Hakeem Jeffries knows, Schumer knows, all of them know if they actually had to compete like you and I do in the free market, free enterprise system, they wouldn't stand a chance. So look how absolutely heartless and soulless they are. They didn't mention one thing about Jocelyn Nungare. They didn't mention one thing about Patty Marin's daughter, Rachel, when they were horrifically ended by criminal illegal aliens. But they fought for Kilmar. Kilmar's a hero, right? They let those illegals off the hook in New York City when they brutally attacked officers. They fight ICE agents. They vilify, demonize ICE agents who are trying to keep our city, our streets safe from the same thing happening to this poor father, Mr. Federico. What happened to his daughter, Alvin Bragg, just completely dismissed all the charges of that ridiculous person who attacked a simple reporter who was reporting. She was a pro-life activist, attacked. It was all caught on video. Dismissed all the... When is it going to stop, America? When are we going to wake up and see why they're attacking law enforcement officers? Why every single chance they get, Karen Do-Nothing Bass, Newscomb, every single chance they get, they use the worst, most insidious fabrication, lying vernacular and language describing what ICE is doing, which is they're simply carrying out the orders. They're simply carrying out the will of the American people. This is exactly what I voted for. If you're here illegally, that's a criminal act. My parents were immigrants. They did everything the right way, through the right ports of entries, through the right systems and processes. It took them over a decade to earn is the key word, their citizenship. They contributed, they got their PhD, they got educated, they paid their taxes, they earned their citizenship. It's not that hard. It's not that, this isn't supernatural. It's not even radical. It's simply common sense. And it wasn't always this way with the Democrats. They used to actually be able to win elections. Check out this video right here of Bill Clinton giving a State of the Union address back in 1995. If you close your eyes and you just listen to him, he sounds like an extreme MAGA. He sounds like Trump. This Bill Clinton would be absolutely torched by today's radical progressive Democrat Party. Listen.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace, as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
What changed, Bill? Can you imagine if Bill Clinton was running today, was president today? Could you imagine what these radical AOC and Tashida Labiba and Ilhan Omar and Zohra, all these ridiculous radical socialist communist Democrats, could you imagine they would lynch him? They would. What happened? What changed, Democrats? What changed? Well, here's another fact. If you remember, in the 2024 election, Kamala Harris didn't win a single state that required voter ID. If that doesn't tell you everything about what they tried to do with the border, if that doesn't tell you everything about their plan and strategy, fighting, vilifying ICE, fighting for criminals instead of fighting for Americans, if that doesn't tell you everything, I don't know what will. But what changed, Democrats? What changed? Because they're not fighting for you and me and all of Americans across the nation, President Trump has to do it for us. That's why he's sending in and militarizing. Well, look what he did with Washington, D.C. Look what he's now doing with Chicago. And now he's going to be sending in federal troops into Portland. And all this ridiculous fodder, political fodder that is being spewed by the leadership of Oregon, the leadership, Governor Pretzel of Illinois. It's absolute bupkis, because listen to this resident of Portland speaking from the heart, somebody who's been pleading for help for years and not getting any. Listen to what he has to say about what President Trump, who really has bigger fish to fry. The whole world is trying to take advantage of us, has been taking advantage. He shouldn't have to do this. You should be doing this, Newsom, Bass, and all you ridiculous blue run officials, governors, and mayors. You should be doing this. Listen to this resident. This is very, very powerful, and to me is really demonstrative of the lack of care and leadership from all of these hypocrites. Watch.
I am so happy that Trump is sending the National Guard in here. I live in this building. We both live in this building. We've been asking for help for months, and we're finally going to get it.
When do you think they're coming?
When? Not soon enough, man. Not soon enough.
What do you want to see happen?
I want him to come in and mess them up and just annihilate these people. Whatever force they need. Whatever force they need. Gals like her and the other people that live in the building. Watch out. They're the ones. They're the ones that I'm concerned about. So they're afraid to come out of the building. So, I've been coming out every night every day to help them, to make sure that they're okay. She won't even leave the building with him.
Are you afraid of the protesters?
Very. It's an extreme mob mentality to me, which means nothing is as it should be.
So are you excited that Trump's deploying the troops here?
Very excited. I cannot wait.
This video needs to go viral. Please tap that thumbs up if you love America and you're sick and tired of everyday, hardworking, tax-paying, law-abiding Americans being taken advantage of by all these criminals that the Democrats have let into our country. We need this video to go far and wide. Leave a comment. By the way, Stephen Miller's office, Caroline Leavitt, President, White House staff, they all watch this show. Let them know what you think. Let them know. Let them know exactly how you feel as an American. I can't wait to get your comments. I can't wait to see what you guys think about this video. It's very, very powerful in my opinion. As I said, I think it's the most important video, maybe even the most important video I've ever shared with you. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.